time for another ride with an all-star edition of the Spin Cycle.
We're glad to have you with us. What a panel. We have asked them back again because we enjoy what their answers have been. Very popular segments. Yes, we're talking about our panel here this week on the Spin Cycle. Let's start right down here with the Olympic gold medalist. Welcome, USA. He's the world heavyweight champion. He is a double Austin Aries.
Also from the USA. Thank you. USA.
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, heading in to the TNA Hall of Fame the night before Bound for Glory. Give it up for the icon Sting. And ladies and gentlemen, down here on the end, he is the Cowboy James Storm, ladies and gentlemen. TNA original. Hey, we're going to need that back. We're going to need that back because I happen to collect those. Yeah, I collect a lot of them. In fact, I have a lot of fans collect these. It's a James Storm action figure. Pretty cool to see yourself in a package like that, right?
Well, of course my package looks great in this.
Bonus.
A bonus.
You get the belt. Did you guys collect action figures growing up? I mean, even back in the day, did you have... I know I had a big collection of wrestling action figures.
Yeah.
Wrestling action figures?
A whole mix. Wrestling ones, and with the He-Man guys, and with all of them. Just a big collection, about 50, 60 spots in my roster for my promotion.
Well, we're going to find out.
CWA, Classic Wrestling Association. It was the top promotion going when I was a kid.
Who was your champ then?
You know, it was Tabe, who was actually the big sumo guy from Chuck Norris.
I remember that.
Yeah.
We're going to find out now. Did you collect anything when you were younger? Or maybe you still do collect things. What do you collect? What's your hobby? Cowboy James Storm.
I collect old cars and trucks. You know, I got a 1970 Chevy truck that I just finished up. I got a 65 Mustang, a 69 Chevelle. So, you know, I've been collecting old cars lately.
Did you actually get underneath the hood? You get...
Oh, yeah.
Let the wrench out,
get in there and get dirty, little grease monkey. Just,
yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, collect cars, huh? How about that? Icon Sting, what about you, sir?
I'm boring here because I really don't collect anything.
Here, you can start.
Nothing. Actually, I just started collecting James Storm action figures. And if you could sign this to Sting, my #1 fan.
Sting,
that'll be. Thank you.
But nothing, huh? Nothing you collected at baseball cards, anything?
No, I never did.
Yeah?
I never did.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know
did.
Austin Aries, not only did you have the action figures, you had quite a baseball card collection.
Yeah, at one point I did. And then, of course, they completely oversaturated the market, and all the prices went right down the tube, as happens so many times when they, you know, you get a good thing and you get too much of a good thing, and next thing you know, it's not a good thing anymore. So got rid of those, and then plus some of these guys that you're collecting, you know, the Barry Bondses, the Mark McGuires, Sammy Sosa's, careers didn't turn out so well. The card's not worth a lot of money these days.
Yeah.
Brett Favre, same thing.
My Dwight Gooden rookie card is not worth much these days, I'll tell you that much.
I tell you what, you can use it for, though.
What?
Chops up really nice little...
Kindling?
Yeah.
Starts good fires.
It does
Kurt
start
Angle,
good
what do you
fires.
think? What do you collect?
I never collected anything as a kid. I didn't have a real lot of money, but what I did do growing up was, you know, a lot of people I met, my idols, people I worked with, you know, I would take pictures with them, and I have a wall of fame. You know, one of my first was Bruno Sammartino. Another one was Terry Bradshaw I took a photo with. Another one was Franco Harris. I have shots with... you know, The Undertaker, and I have one with actually Sting in my Wall of Fame. So I got Robin Williams when I went over to Iraq with him with the USO. So my collection is more of a Wall of Fame, and a lot of Olympians that I were with me, and you know, future, past. So it's just like a nice collection in my basement, a nice, really cool Wall of Fame of different celebrities and different athletes. Cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
Hey, who's got a camera?
Yeah, right?
Shot me Kurt for his Wall of Fame.
You got a gold medal.
Yeah. There it is. It's not right there.
That's my...
Well, I'll tell you what. As we have been traveling, everybody on this panel has been traveling up and down the roads for many years, no question about it. But sometimes to keep yourself sane, you might pull some shenanigans, some hooliganism. I'm talking about some pranks, some ribs on your fellow friends, employees, wrestlers, whatever they are. Have you ever pulled a prank? And if so, would you like to share it with us? Or maybe share with us somebody else's prank that you've been involved with. All right? Prank time. Let's hear it. Take her for a spin. Austin Aries.
Ooh, it's starting with me.
Start with you.
All right. Well, to JL, I just want to say that wasn't tapioca pudding. Anyway, so that's one rib that only he knows about. The second one, actually, and maybe I feel a little bad about this in retrospect, but Jesse Sorensen got a haircut he wasn't quite expecting one night.
Jesse Sorensen?
Yeah, you know, sometimes you got to teach the rookies a lesson. So, you know, he was laying in bed and he wasn't really moving much, and
This is after his neck injury?
Okay, well, maybe it was right after his neck injury.
Right after his neck injury.
Maybe he was in a halo, but it was funny because he was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And just a couple of tasteful lines, kind of like Vanilla Ice, one in the eyebrow. He looked great. It gave him some personality.
He couldn't move.
That was good. Otherwise, I would have probably screwed the lines up if he would have been moving around. So it worked out best for everybody. It was good.
Wow.
Very good.
That's not a bag.
Pretty solid. Sting, I know you have seen and or maybe been a part of many ribs over the years.
yeah.
Care to share?
So many of them can't be talked about on camera, but I can tell you one that's kind of tame. Ron Simmons. We were in Tallahassee, Florida, and he was a big Seminoles star when he played football. And so much so that they made a song after the old Big Bad John song. They made it into Big Bad Ron. And, you know, every time he'd come out at any of the functions at the school for the Seminoles, they'd play that song and the crowd would go crazy and all that. Well, the person playing the music that night in the arena had that music. And I said, put it in there. Play it.
For wrestling?
Yeah. So when Ron went to the ring, they played that music, man, and he was walking down the ring like this, and he got in there, and for a shoot, man, he was pissed off, and he looked at the thing, he's like this, like, put the music, and he does the match, he comes back, who did that? Who did that? Who played that music? You know, it's all quiet in the room, you know, and I kind of got up enough guts to say, it was me, Ron. Thankfully, he kind of chuckled at that point. That was you, Sting! You did that, Sting! You know, I thought, oh, boy, here we go. Thankfully, he had a good attitude about it.
It all depends. Yeah, good. Very good. Very good. You know, a lot of times it depends on. There are people are really upset until they find out who it is. And then it's like, okay, well, you get a free pass because, well, you're Sting. Obviously, you can get away with it. But sometimes it doesn't always go so well. Kurt, do you have something you can share with us?
I don't. I was taught the first year I wrestled with the great Undertaker that he said, I don't rib and I don't like to be ribbed. And I've gone by those words since. I don't want anybody to pull a prank on me. I won't pull a prank on you. And we're good. Anything else, we're going to have a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
We had we'll go to Storm's here.
Wait a minute.
We'll go to...
Is it great Kurt Angle lying? Okay, what happened when we was in England right before I had to go out and sign autographs? You took that bottle of water and threw it right on my crotch and said, have fun signing autographs. And it looked like I peed all over myself while I'm signing autographs. What happened to that one?
There he is, Mr. Innocent over
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah.
Hey, hold on, no. He's
The great Undertaker told me
he's
that.
my travel buddy. I can do that.
Okay. All right.
Wow, I smell a Big Bad Kurt theme song coming.
Big bad Kurt.
Big Bad Kurt.
Storm, what do you think? What do you think?
You know, I would have to say one of my best ribs that I pulled on somebody would be Rhino that, you know, used to be here. Me, him, and Kip James were Billy Gunn, you know, whatever you want to call it. And we were traveling one day, and me and Kip had went out the night before and drank a little too many beers, so we made Rhino drive because since he don't drink anymore. So he was driving, and I made him go down these back country roads in Tennessee. And my brother, who's a police officer there, I told him, I said, hey, we're going to be coming up, pull us over, and just mess with Rhino a little bit. So my brother, he pulls us over, and then Rhino, he puts both hands on the steering wheel, rolls down the windows, and I'm sitting in the back seat and got Arby's, and I'm throwing fries, hitting them in the head, and they're fun. He's like, what are you doing? Stop. And Kip, he wasn't in on the rib either. So my brother comes up, can I see your license and registration? He goes, well, here's my license, but I don't know where the registration is. It's his vehicle. He goes, well, what's his name? He goes, I don't know. He goes, his wrestling name is James Storm. He goes, so you're driving somebody's vehicle and you don't know who their name is. And he goes, no. But he throws me right on the bus. These two guys were drinking all night long, officer. and now I have to drive him to the show. And I was like, officer, he has an anger problem. Stay away from him. And he turns around and he's like, shut up, Storm. I said, see, there it is, officer. So the officer pulls Rhino out of the car. And my brother, he takes him around the back. He goes, sir, will you follow my finger with your eyes? And so he starts to do it and he moves his head. He goes, well, if you hadn't been drinking, you know that I said follow it with your eyes, not your head. He goes, I'm sorry, sir. He goes, I got neck problems and, I'm just real nervous. And I had a box of bullets in the back of my truck. Well, I wouldn't have, because I was target practicing a couple of days earlier. And I stuck him out the window. I said, officer, he has a gun on him. These are his bullets. Rhino comes around the truck. What are you doing? He turns around and my brother has his taser gun pulled out. He goes, put your hands up. And Rhino, he does this. And then my brother goes, higher. He goes, that's as high as they'll go, sir. Because he's so big, So he's like, you know what? He goes, I'm taking you guys to jail. So he takes Rhino and he takes him over to his squad car and he puts one hand on and then he puts a cuff on it. And I get out of the car and I come running and I act like I hit my brother in the back of the head. Well, my brother goes down and Rhino is still on the car like this. He just hears it. He turns around and his face, he was just like, what the F did you just do? I said, let's get out of here, man. No cop is taking us. He goes, F you, I'm out of here. And he goes to take off running into the woods. And I told my brother, hey, man, get up. I said, he's running in the woods. So he comes back. I said, what was you doing? He goes, man, I thought you done lost it. He goes, I was getting far away from you as I could.
Great stories all four of you. Fantastic. And remember, if you're going to an autograph session, stay away from this guy. You're going to be pissing your pants. Let's hear it for our panel, ladies and gentlemen.